this event. So it's a little bit break just too early. Okay, here's the deal. It is now time for the first head-to-head of our finalists. You guys remember back at 9:30, not 9:31, 9:30 sharp this morning, we had all of the contestants show up here to take the test, 20-question test. I have graded these tests, and our advancing finalists, pair number 1 and 2 here in round 1 with a score of 14 out of 20, 14 out of 20, both of them got 14 out of 20, are Hailey Moss. Welcome, Hailey! All right, and Hector Becerra. Hey! All right, Hector and Hailey, head to the ring. We are about to get started. Good luck getting in this ring. It's harder than you think. Go ahead. If you want to bolt in to get some audience points, that's fine. Just want to bound right up there. And we're going to give you guys a few minutes to look over the stations. All right, we got Hailey is in the ring. Hector is in the ring. All right, have a seat. All right, have you seen one of these before? It's called a microscope. Okay. Okay. How about this? You know what this is? You've seen it before. Okay, we're in the right place. You got the right guy. Okay. Now for everybody watching, here is what's going to happen here in round 1. We're going to expect round 1 to finish about 2:20, and then we're going to go to round 2. And we're going to have all of our finalists compete in the same challenge. The challenge is called the TriStar Challenge. We have, for each of you guys, an iPhone 7 logic board. This is an iPhone 7 logic board. The iPhone 7 logic board right now does charge. It will charge a battery. The way that we know that it will charge a battery is because if we plug it into a charge port, right here, a charge port and a battery plugged into a charger, you guys can see right here a number in red. What's your number? 1.23 amps. And yours is 1.33 amps. So are these iPhone logic boards charging? Yes, because they're consuming charging current. Now we know that charging requires battery, charge port, and then it has to have negotiation with what chip? Yes, great. Hailey's my favorite. The TriStar chip. Or the Hydra chip, but not the iPhone 7. All right. So the TriStar chip is working because these devices are using it in order to be able to charge. Here is your challenge. Once you look at the equipment and you are ready to go,
Nicole, paging Nicole Russell, need some timers. Stat.
Anybody got any timers?
I got one on my phone.
I got one on my phone, but Chrissy has my phone. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah? Are you left-handed? Yeah, you go ahead and move around. We got a few minutes. Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, go ahead and check. Get comfortable. Make it feel just at home so there's no excuses. You know what I mean? No like, I'm not getting. So you can disconnect them. That will be your word. So the challenge is, they're going to take these working boards, they're going to identify the TriStar chip through their experience. They're going to find the TriStar chip. They are going to use the hot air station to remove or desolder that chip. Then they are required to re-ball the chip. They're going to put new, fresh solder balls on the chip. And then, if they are perfect, they will reinstall the chip on the board. When they are comfortable that that job is done, TriStar lift, re-ball, reinstall. When you think, I'm good, this is done, If you want, before you say done, you could check it. Plug it back in here, see if it's still charging so that you know whether or not the job worked. Or you could risk it for a faster score by just saying, I'm 100% confident, no need to test. All right, so that's the job. Does everybody understand the job? To lift, and you must reball. You can't just smash it back on. You must reball. Now, in order to reball, I'm going to give you a stencil. All right, here is your stencil. Fresh and clean. Here is your stencil. Take a look at it. Now look around and think, what is solder paste? You see some solder paste? There's two different types up here. There's the 138 low melt. This is a brand new, and that's regular 183. Let's go ahead and open that. 138 if you want to use that, or this is the regular. Yeah, go ahead and get that all opened up. Think about what tool are you going to use to put the paste on. We have the iPad Rehab reballing blade set here. If you want to open that up, look around. There's an X-Acto. There's a square blade here. We've got paper towels. We've got a square blade here. We've got an X-Acto here. We've got extra blades there. What are you going to do if the unthinkable happens and you pull a pad? You're going to run a jumper. All right, Eileen's going to run a jumper. There's some jumper wire. So look around, find your silver jumper wire. Where is that jumper wire? Silver jumper wire. Where's your jumper wire? Need the jumper wire over here. Where is it? It's here. Do you like this thing? Tweezer stone? You know that guy?
But you would never do that, right?
Oh, it's so great to love it. Any pair of tweezers, any pair of tweezers that aren't sharp, it will rejuvenate them. It will take great heat. Okay, it's going to make it perfect. Okay, so you already have it on your nozzle. You can set up here quick if you want to put it on your favorite temperatures. All right, do you know where your alcohol is? Do you see your Q-tips? Alright, we've got very similar temperatures over here. We've got 380 and you've got 390, but you're going higher on the airspeed. Okay, have you done this job before? Yes. How about you? Have you done this job before? Okay, alright. Now look around. Do you have everything? Is there alcohol nearby? There you go. Show the style of master. Yeah, that's beautiful. Check your microphone. No, but I will give it to Captain Tape. Here he is. Captain Tape, please put the board down. Where's the Captain Tape? Mark the end. He wants the board holder, so
oh, yeah.
Have some Captain Tape. Let's look around for some Captain Tape. Right, one of the rules of the contest is everybody has to use the same equipment. So this is all the iPad Rehab recommended soldering station. Here you go. If you want some Captain Tape, just tape it down. Do you want some Captain Tape? Or do you think Captain Tape is just for noobs? Just for noobs, he says. So, all right. Okay. Did you get your timer?
I can do that moment. We need timer in our
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and take your board, yep. Christy Dryden, Paige and Christy Dryden. I'm gonna need my phone back to be a timer. Huh? Listen, I'm telling you right now that port holders are deep produced. So what you can do is you can take down some captain tape. Where's that captain tape? All right, I'm gonna set my set it to stopwatch. Okay, when you are comfortable, I want you to let me know. Think about your job. You've got everything you need. Here's your captain tape. Are you ready? Yes. Are you ready? Ready? Okay, now listen. When you are finished, when you're satisfied with your work and you want the time to stop, you're going to put both hands up and say, done. Okay? Then I'll stop the timer. And then we will put your boards in the bowl and find out if it works at 4 o'clock.
It could be. And also,
Okay.
it's a sound app.
Get set,
He just plugs
go!
it in and works on. So, I hope he actually does.
All right, over here we've got Eileen with the flux. He's getting a big block of flux. He knows where the TriStar chip is. That's a pretty good advantage. You guys down in the audience can see there's a close-up view of the TriStar chip. Now in this model, the chip is actually hidden under a little bracket. So it makes it a little bit of a challenge to get it up. All right, we've got Hailey over here at 380 degrees with 30%. That's pretty low. I think it's going to take a long time, especially with that great big nozzle. But Hailey knows what he's doing. He has got it. He's gone up to 50% airflow at 380 degrees. Now this is why it's an advantage to get 100% on the test. Because if you get 100% on the test, you're still in the audience. You're going to come up here last after you get to learn and see what works for everybody. All right, we can see the flux bubbling over here. Chip off. Chip is off.
I'm still waiting for the chip to come off over here.
Well, it looks like Hailey was right
Chip
then,
off.
huh? Huh, chip's off. Okay, now time for the re-balling. The chip has half the balls on the board, half the balls on the chip. That chip cannot go back on there until it has beautiful, fresh, new balls. They can't be dirty, they can't be hairy, they must be nice and even. Oh, okay. Wick? Yeah, right here. There you go. All right, Hailey is a pad wicker. What do you think about pad wickers, Mark?
I think that's personal choice.
Would you wick the pads if you were doing this job?
I feel like to remain impartial as a judge, I shouldn't answer that.
I see. I don't think you would. All right. So Hailey's strategy is to cut off an extremely tiny piece of copper braid. And now he's cutting it down into a fancy shape, it looks like. He's making a custom piece of braid. And hopefully you guys will be able to see it coming up here soon, right here on the microscope cam.
Okay. Getting started pre-balling over here. Initially, the net off the bottom. We'll see how this plays out.
Okay. That thing? Oh yeah. Jonathan, is that one for the copper braid? We're going to have to share the ground. Here, would you like to dip your wick? There you go. Is it nice and clean? Okay. Now that'll have to be by request.
Community typically.
Say, I would like to clean my tools, and we'll bring that right over to you. Okay?
Or you can also say my tip is dirty.
Either is fine. Yep. The good news is that neither of these tiny chips that are about the size of a grain of rice, I can still see highly, so that means it hasn't just flown away. Because that would be a real chip. I don't know how you would survive that. And now Mark will tell you a funny joke from home. All right, the time right now, we're 4 minutes and 10 seconds into this challenge. 4 minutes and 10 seconds. Kylie over here is putting some flux on the chip. You can see it there with its uneven balls that it came with from the factory. He's got to clean those off. Cleaning them off. Right here. All right.
Enough balls on this side now. Oh, look at that. It's just
And I notice your hand is shaking. Do you need a medicinal margarita? We would love a medicinal margarita. If anyone has a medicinal margarita in the house, we're going to need 2. Bring to the stage.
actually 3.
We're going to need 3. With salt. 4.
Okay, so perhaps that's tightened up our balls over here.
Ooh, yeah, that's looking good. I see that I'm going to have to speed up, man. He's already got nice looking balls.
Now, we made the choice to clean the flux off. That's interesting.
In the later rounds, we might have to start asking the contestants questions. Making them tell jokes. All right, if you are a future contestant, you better have a joke planned. Because the first guys here, they're the ones that are going to be really uncovering any kind of equipment problems. They're going to be the ones that are going to have a longer time statistically.
They're going to be the ones that have to open the seal on the other guys.
Oh, I already opened this up. And I told him to do it too. Yeah. Oh, but you didn't. Okay. Good. All right. Let's check it in over here. Kylie is trying to get his stencil perfectly lined up over that chip so that he can apply paste, and then we can watch those balls form. We're going to cut the bracket now.
Another interesting choice.
You guys can notice down here on TV number 1 that the TriStar chip in the iPhone 7 is a little bit tucked inside this metal bracket, so it's hard to get full access to it.
This is a little risky because if we damage any of those components around there, I've never seen it before. No other boards for them looking for.
Here's a fun fact. If you guys are familiar with the iPhone 7 logic board, it looks like this. It makes like a little like L shape upside down. Did you know what happens if, say, in airplane transit, the little end part breaks off the board? Will it still charge? What do you think? Yes or no? Will it still charge if it now just looks like this? Of course, everybody here at the challenge knows that it will still charge.
9 out of 10 times.
9 out of 10. Okay, the last time it still charged. So Mark, you already did this challenge today because you had to actually fix a board in order to get it ready for competition. And what did you have to do to fix that iPhone 7 board?
Well, there's a 1 in 10 chance that when these things break, we're gonna cause a short on 3DO TriStar line.
Ah, see. And how did you find it working up here on the boxing ring, which may well be one of the worst surfaces to Microsoft?
Well, it's not much different than soldering on a wooden floor with children jumping around behind you.
Mind you, home.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got Hiley taking his chip out of the stencil. And our time right now is at the 9-minute, 10-second mark.
Over on this side, we have opted to win after flipping away the bracket.
Precision.
Making good progress here.
I feel like this challenge needs some of those bells that they have in triathlon races. All right, let's hear some encouragement from the audience. Who in the audience is rooting for my man Hiley to win here, to dominate? Yeah. All right, man, you got this. All right, and who is rooting for old Hector over here?
The gap.
All right, I hope these jobs work out for you both. We're able to master the hardest part, which is learning the diagnostic proficiency. So in the exam that these guys both passed, and so did all our contestants, they had to answer questions that demonstrated that they understand common problems in iPhone logic board repair, common board level problems, and technical proficiency questions, as well as some pretty tough questions about the individual phones and what chips can be changed, what chips are unique to the board, and things like that.
All right, so Hector is working on getting that position just right.
All right, Hector is about to install the TriStar. He's lucky it won't simply fly away.
Looks like Hector is a fan of just hot air being moved after replacing the chip.
Speak up on it, that's yes, I look at it up himself. And over here, Hector's temperatures are 390 degrees Celsius with 60% airflow. Is he about to be done, or is he going to reflow it? Okay,
Hector's going to re-hot.
going to re-hot TriStar, bro. All right, here comes Hiley grabbing the hot air. He's still at his favorite temperature, 380 degrees at 50% airflow.
Looks like Hector might be having a gentle nudge. Just a little bit, it's a little shaky.
The aborted imperceptible nudge. I do that. I highly recommend that. If you feel like you touch it and it's still out there, don't do it. It's not worth it. Hiley's got a little bit of a snag over here. That chip should cover up all of those pads and slide on there perfectly even like a beautiful square so that you cannot see any of the underlying spots of solder. He's getting back in there with the hot air, and he's going to try to persuade the TriStar.
Hector, you can either choose to test it or choose to say that you're done.
Hector believes that the rest of you people are so slow that even at 11 minutes, even at 13 minutes and 10 seconds on the clock, he's plugging in the TriStar tester.
And
Right? And the battery is charged. Now we will remind everyone that the TriStar tester, sold by iPad Rehab Supply Store, only works in one direction because the TriStar tester is going to query all 8 lines that go to the TriStar chip. And unlike your Lightning charger, which only uses 4 at a time, the TriStar tester using all 8 can only work in one direction.
What kind of TriStar test is that?
TriStar tester we have. Are you done? Are you testing it or are you saying you're done? Okay. Remember, when you're done, both hands up, say done.
All right, we've got a time of 14:04.
Well done, Hector.
Very well done. Now, Hector, it is not fair for you to bounce on the stage while your opponent finishes up.
Pass over the TriStar tester. Here it is. All right, so Hiley went to test his, which is an option, right? You don't have to test. If you want to get the fastest score, you can just say, I'm done, and leave it to the end. You don't have to test it. We're going to prove these scores at the end. However, Hiley wasn't sure whether or not that big slide was actually okay, or is it a big smear under that chip. So he has decided to go ahead and test it and found that it does not charge. All right, so now he did the TriStar tester. TriStar tester passes, so that 8 lines that it's going to pass. All right, what are you going to do? You're done? Stop. All right, he says he's done with a time of 15 minutes and 8 seconds. All right. And that is it for round 1. All right, so both of you guys, we are going to go write your time down on the leaderboard. We're going to reset briefly, and it's now 2:30, so we're going to move pretty quickly on to round 2. All right, so we're going to go put these times down.
No time
We've
for
got no
breaks.
time for breaks.
No time for breaks.
However, if you have a timer, that would be great. You have a timer? Well, this mic is going to be.
There's one over to the right side of the table. Russell, how's it going?
That's apparently a city in Florida.
Now, as we progress through the competition, getting closer to round 3, 2, and 1, we might have to level it up. I do a lot of micro soldering for YouTube, live stream. You can check it out on iPad Rehab YouTube channel. And I'll tell you, it is a lot easier to micro solder quietly looking through a microscope that doesn't even have a camera than it is to constantly chat. It's a challenge, but as the true champion, you should be able to chat while micro soldering, and that's why Andrew will now tell us a joke. He said,
Is that honest for damage is
Andrew said, long screw damage is fake news because we all know that all the screws on a 6 Plus are the same size. And that just goes to show you how hard it really is to chat while microsoldering, because that didn't make any sense. And now, exactly, yeah, so he's having to re-ball.
Dustin is calling it. Dustin, he's that confident. Oh, all right.
And he will now tell a joke as he leaves the stage.
Just his micro soldering skills.
Boom! Drop the mic. All right, well done. You got high marks for the chat.
6 minutes and 42 seconds is now the time to beat.
Round 2 and round 1, guys. If you need to use the bathroom to change your underpants, it's right over there. You're going to be up next with a time to beat of 6 minutes. And
I saw a few ways to shave some time off of that. I think sub 5 minutes is possible.
I think sub 5 minutes is possible as well, but there's a lot of pressure up here. I think Andrew is probably going to have to go smack somebody around later because of having to re-ball. Nobody likes that, right?
That's the worst.
It is the worst. But that's just the way it goes sometimes. All right. We still have a quite competitive score here of 7 minutes and 50 seconds. So you're still in this, Andrew. If Dustin's doesn't work and you hurry up, you could still take that giant belt home. Now, if you wear it in the airport, you're going to have a problem when you go through security. I'll tell you that right now. A hard time explaining what it is, yes. We like to go through security with all the stuff at the iPad rehab booth, and one of those things is one of those roll-up posters, which nobody, for some reason, despite the thousands of people that go to these conferences every year, done, he says. 8 minutes and 35 seconds. Give it up for Andrew Kimberlin. All right, we're going to stick an A on this one. All right, well done. And I will tell the rest of my joke in round two.
Okay, we have 2 more rounds to go, so we need to jump right into it because that's 3:25.
Okay, yeah. All right. I'm going to go right there now. Can you get the words out? Clean that up?
Yes.
8.
Let's get that up. Yeah, lower your front.
Welcome to the stage, Mario Puente and Angel Do Something. What's your name? What is that? Quispe. It says Quishpa, okay. Quispe, okay. Quispe. All right, these guys are all the way up in round 4. Round 4, these are our... Oh, no. Yeah, there you go.
Want a good clean fight now?
A good clean fight.
No shaking the tables.
All right, now pile drive that guy. All right. Okay, Mark will give you the boards. Now you're going to spend your first minute or two just becoming familiar. We're going to get rid of anything from last round. Over here collecting trash. Nope, we're going to get you a clean stencil.
In need of medicinal margaritas. We've got microphones, cameras, right up in your grill. And everybody's just totally chill. You guys could be on YouTube. However, you're going to have to chat. So now, I'm going to ask you some questions.
Angel is scoring his bracket. This is an interesting technique. I haven't seen this before.
All right. Angel, why are you cutting your bracket like that?
I'm sorry, my English is good.
What do you say?
His English isn't good.
My English
His English is not good.
That's okay. Go ahead and tell us a joke in Spanish. Angel will now tell us a joke in Spanish. Angel says, "Get that microphone out of my face." Who can translate that for me in Spanish?
What is it?
No bueno.
Oh, please. I got that part. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, jeez. Only have to ask me once.
Okay, we're cutting the bracket next. All right.
All right, you guys are going to miss getting to see Mario's beautiful balls, perfectly even, nice looking balls over here. I haven't had a chance to see Mario's balls before, but I can tell you they look pretty good. Both of these guys, a lot of the contestants have stuck with the same
So
temperature.
has a chance to make it under 5 minutes.
4:29 on the clock.
Ah, okay, now the wick comes into play. Angel is using the classic wick and hot air technique. That's why he added the lower temperature solder.
Oh, I see. So he downgraded the alloy. One of the students this year started using that phrase in the middle of the class. Downgrade alloy is what we now call the time when you take the solder paste and change it from the 221 lead-free solder that's on there and make it something low melt. Downgrade alloy, which does make it easier to clean. I have a sneaking suspicion that Mario is actually putting his TriStar back on as we speak, although I don't know for sure because Nicole stole my camera.
All right, now are these guys going to test or not?
Oh, they're definitely not going to test. We got some blowing. Is that some blowing action?
Oh, looks like we may
Oh, he
be
is gonna
testing. Okay.
He's given up that 5-minute, 44-second finish so that he can be sure. You don't have to test. He's testing anyway. That is some cojones, people. San Antonio cojones. Big ones. Looks pretty hot.
Oh, oh, folks, you hate to see it. Angel has lost his IC.
That's going to be hard to get to that 5 minute.
Oh,
mark.
this is brutal. Is it not stuck
yeah.
to the hand? That's usually where
Yeah.
mine ends up, stuck to the hand.
Look at those forearms. If you find it and put it on and it works, I'll give you back a whole minute. Is this the first time this has ever happened to you? Done. Okay. 6:45. All right, done. Did you just nudge it a little bit again? Okay. Do you think it worked?
We'll have to see.
We'll have to see. All right, well done, Mario. It's 6:45. All right,
Now I think we're gonna
I'll
have
sell
to.
you a TriStar. You know where you can get a new TriStar? iPad Rehab Supply. Yeah, only if you say, I will buy all my micro soldering stuff from iPad Rehab from now on. We need a translator.
Oh, there it is. Or did you grab two? Oh, we grabbed two from the strip. That's,
Also cheating,
yeah, I'm afraid we're gonna have to add 5 minutes to the time.
definitely. And we're going to add another 5 for failure to say, I buy all of my micro soldering supplies from iPadRehab.com. Click supply. Yay! All right. All right, so let me put a M on that one.
So we're trying to get through this last round as quickly as possible. Do we have our next 2 contestants ready?
It's hard. Everybody's up on your face.
I can't see their names. Who's our next 2?
Are we?
Tony Tone and Robert.
Robert Rogers and Tony Tone. Our next up, they are our top scoring 19 out of 20. They both got 19 out of 20.
And they both passed the first elimination round, which is show up. Okay, 8 minutes and 50 seconds.
You're not allowed to test. You gotta wait just.
Oh no.
Just
No,
in
no.
time for selfie. Hi, Mom!
You would need a
Taking a lot of selfies today. If you didn't get your selfie with Mark Schaefer, you can go over to the iPad Rehab booth all day tomorrow. Take a picture. I can't hear you. I'm too old.
What time did you use?
850.
8:50.
All
Don't
right.
forget.
Good job.
Where are you going to buy all your soldering supplies? Answer, iPadRehab.com. Hey, Mark's going to set us up, and we are going to move on to round 5. Round 5 coming up. All right.
You'll press the record button on 5D.
How many TriStars have you done this week? All right. How many this week?
I say maybe 60.
Okay, all right. So you may have a little slight advantage on Tony.
Oh, but maybe. We'll see.
Angel's time was 8:50. All right, so we've got you 2 fresh boards that are charging.
Yep. Can you just chair it because it's on the extreme cable? Can you just lift it up? Thank you. The cam didn't work for all.
Rock the whole.
Is this y'all?
I can hear you.
Leave it there?
I hear you.
Robert, what are you listening to in those headphones?
Some banging beats, man.
Mark will now drop a beat.
I have not drank enough to start beatboxing yet.
All right, so here we have from San Diego, Tony Tone. Don't let his claim of only having done less than a dozen TriStar total fool you, because Tony Tone has been microsoldering since at least the iPhone 4. Okay, the iPhone 5, pretty much the same thing, right? Yes, Tony Tone once sent me the coolest thing that there is for microsoldering. And you know what this is. Do you remember my chair at Practical Board Repair School?
Yeah,
What was it like?
it was interesting.
What was interesting about it?
All the stickers?
No, my chair, the thing you sit on. It rolls around super smooth because it has what you should all get, rollerblading wheels. Yeah, who has rollerblade wheels on their chair? You're never gonna go back, right? Yeah. Tony Tone sent me a pair. Give him a round of applause just for transforming my chair forever. Right? Mark, do you have rollerblade wheels on your chair?
I do. I went and bought some after seeing those, and I just would like to also note he actually gave me the best gift, which was beer.
Okay. All right, fair. From
Which is all from Tony. Oh, from San Diego, right. Where Tony is from,
Yes.
San Diego.
Yes.
Which is why we had to structure this, so that there is no favoritism possible. He did not buy my vote.
I see, yes. Well, I can remember Tony was one of the earliest folks that started watching iPad Rehab YouTube way back when I started it years ago, and I've seen him in the comments for years and years and years, and I know that he has really done a lot in his life with the art of microsoldering. We're super proud to have him up here for the final round. Now over here we've got Rob. Rob came to Practical Board Repair School fairly recently, wasn't it less than a year ago?
Yep.
Yeah, so Rob is one of the graduates who went from a year ago, beginner, and here he is sitting here in the final round, which is pretty impressive, and he went on to go get a job. Tell us a little bit about your job.
I do wholesale repair for maybe about 30 repair shops in St. Louis, Missouri.
And you do microsoldering.
Yep.
Yeah, so he's microsoldering as a career now, which is pretty impressive. All right, so this is going to be a great match. Right now, the time to beat is what? 6:42. 6:42. You got to beat 6:42 if you want to be the fastest. However, maybe that 6:42 one didn't work, in which case, doesn't count. Disqualified. All right. So this is our final round. After this round is over, Mark, microscope pencil. After this round is over, Mark and I are going to test all of these to figure out who was the fastest and accurate. See which ones work. Whoever has the fastest working job is going to be the king, the champ.
Adjusting the microphone by a judge cost you 7 seconds. Adjusting the microscope.
Calling the microscope a microphone gives him back 7 seconds.
Okay, fine.
All right. Just got to keep things on the up and up. All right, after this event, I believe it will be happy hour at 5 o'clock, I think. And that will be located, I'm sorry, I don't know where. Does any of you know? Go upstairs.
Upstairs.
Ooh,
Open
right
bar
here.
upstairs.
Now listen, this is the final round. We're going to expect some chat, some high quality chat. All right, you're going to have to think right now, some little anecdote, maybe a little story about your cat. I don't know. Something when somewhere in this job, you're going to have to tell us a little something, okay? All right. So again, the signal that you're done is 2 hands up and say done. You'll start when I say go, but I want to make sure that you're ready. Let's get this started here. Let me have you rate. Tony Tone coming in at 7 minutes and 22 seconds.
Say that again? 7:22.
It might be just 2 and 4. I don't think it's just that.
All right, Tony Chon was 722.
722 and then 716 for Rob.
Okay.
Look, he's doing it now.
All right. He said some competitors didn't clean up. Also, some competitors didn't make any effort when coming into the boxing ring. They didn't do any flips, any jumps, and some did. Clearly, that should be worth something. All right. Mark, on the leaderboard.
Okay.
Let's have the board with the longest time, which is what?
Hiley with 1508.
Hiley's still around. Hiley is gone to happy hour, but let's find out. Hiley's board right here with, what was the time?
1508.
1508. All right, camera dude on that camera, where is he?
Oh, he's here.
Is that you? All right, we'll get up here. You gotta show this, or we can't get the excitement.
Oh yeah, they got to be able to see the.
We don't care about Mark down there.
Yeah, nobody wants to look at me.
All right, here's the board. Switch the feed, yo. All right. Hiley's board. How are we going to figure out if this job works? We're going to plug it in to this doohickey, USB ammeter. Now let's look at one of these right now. I see a 5. You see a 5 on it? Look over there. 5 volts. Volts is just a push. It's just sitting there like a blown up balloon. But that 5 volts isn't doing anything because it's not connected to a working board, battery, and charge port. If the board charges, we will see the red number. See the red number? That red number will go above 1.00. It'll go above 1 amp, and that is how we will know it is charging. All right, I'm going to put this down. Okay. Let me get my old lady glasses on. Here's our charge port. This might be too hard for me.
Okay, I was down here so I could see times.
Well, we could just pass it.
I can bring this up.
George would like everyone to know that he was the only one that really bounded into the ring like a true wrestler. He got him, he stuck with it. And it worked! It is charging. Great job, Andrew! Andrew is...
Here, you want to do the honors? Get in the ring. Let's get some photos.
Oh!
Oh, no, okay.
Oh, that thing is solid gold.
Dun, 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 dun. Well, congratulations.
Thank you. I'd like to thank all my fans.
Yep, fans.
Yeah, you want to say anything about that?
All right, good.
Thank you for having me here and putting me in as a substitute.
You go.
Thank you, Richard.
Well done. Awesome.
Although I will say, Rob, you killed it in that competition, man. I was really worried about that. It sucked that I didn't charge, but honestly, that was awesome.
Yeah, Rob, I would have just said it was fine and left it at. Rob had 5 minutes and 40 seconds. Good job, man. That was really good.